Hi guys, and welcome to G Reviews. So I saw Pompeii and here's what I think about it. If you are wondering whether or not Pompeii is an awesome movie or just a blank big Hollywood effects movie, there is a third thing here that is worth talking about. So the plot of the movie Pompeii is an actual historical thing that happened. The volcano Vesuvius erupted and basically destroyed the whole city, and some of the people turned into living statues. Were not living, but some of the people got covered in ashes, and from the temperature and how the wave went through everything made them just like they are frozen in time, and many people just turn into figures that very much resemble statues. So that is why this event in history is so famous. But what did Hollywood do? Well, Hollywood just decided to take this real and very tragic story that some people know about and some people never heard about it, and decided to invest in a huge blockbuster movie. And here is the problem with all of this, because what happened in Pompeii and what happened to Pompeii, you can say, is it's just something really tragic. It's extraordinary how people ended up looking like statues, and nothing like that is ever seen in history, and the scientists still are not sure how they are exactly turned into this kind of state, because it's hard to recreate this in a laboratory environment. But Hollywood just decided to create a fictional story around some fictional characters, so they have an excuse to create the movie about what happened in the city. And the whole idea of that, to make a movie about this story, is for me absolutely pointless, because they are capitalizing on huge tragedy that has no significance to us now, and as a movie property is not something famous, and I'm sure that it will lose a lot of money. Instead of making a huge blockbuster movie about something that people love and supported through the years and been obsessed about it through the years, like Xena Warrior Princess movie, just for an instance, because that is what I want to be made in the movie. They decided to make a movie for something that almost no one knows about it, and just to turn this tragedy into a Hollywood blockbuster movie and to invest so much money once again is something that people just don't recognize or care so much about it. They just go and see this movie, because if you're really caring about the story and want to know what happened to the people, you're better off seeing some documentary about this and know what happened instead of seeing this movie. But I know that you will ask, well, Gary, well, how is the movie? Is it good after all? And the answer is, well, it's not that good. It's not super bad, but it's not so good. It's a movie that is in the same time interesting, and in the same time is, oh, we're seeing this story over and over again. They mixed so many elements, and they mixed the story of Conan the Barbarian from the beginning. It has some Spartacus blood and sand elements, but not in the sex or violence kind of way, but as a friendship story also. Friendship and interactions with other characters, once again without the blood and everything from Spartacus. This movie has almost no blood, and if you expect to see horrible sex or other scenes, there is no such thing in this movie, and I'm glad that there isn't. They're not focusing on the shocking aspect. They are focusing on how people lived and how two of those people, or you can say three of those people that were the main characters, died and that no one escaped. And this is not spoilers because everyone knows that everyone will die in Pompeii because the eruption was huge and no one had any chance to escape. But anyway, the movie had some good acting, some bad acting, mostly good acting, you can say. Some good fights, once again, almost no blood. They're okay, nothing that you haven't seen before, definitely. And the characters were also okay. Carrie-Anne Moss played the mother of the main female character, Kessia, and she was cool. And I just remember The Matrix and everything that has nothing to do with this movie and has something to do with Carrie-Anne Moss as an actress. But anyway, she was pretty cool. Also, the main guy from Game of Thrones, he was very good, and his friend, he was also very good in the movie. And the main villain guy, he was pretty bad. I didn't enjoy watching him at all. He was just over the top and overacting, and just wasn't real for me. So what about the effects, you ask? Well, the effects were super decent. They were okay. Some of them were pretty, you can say, kind of an unrealistic, but they did as much as they could to give us this tragedy and to make it feel the huge power of the volcano and everything. So they did just fine. And the movie was, of course, super predictable on even how everyone or some of the characters were going to die. So no surprises, and I didn't expect this movie to have anything to do with Conan, but this definitely has a lot to do with the beginning story of the movie. So anyway guys, if I had to give some kind of a rating of Pompeii, I would say that this movie is a 6.5 out of 10. So as I said, my main problem with this movie is that Hollywood once again made something that no one will see. It's not special, it's not gonna strike you in the heart and say, wow, this movie is just amazing. This is not like Titanic. This is totally pointless film, and Hollywood is wasting their already ready products, created franchises that have a huge fan bases, and that have huge potential for development, and just are throwing money out of the window making such movies. So I'm pretty disappointed from that fact. So if you want to spend your money just to go and see a movie, you can see Pompeii, but I just think that this is super useless to see it, unless maybe check it out on DVD or something when it comes out. But other than that, this is not a film that you go and rush to the movies because you just have to see it on cinema. No, there is nothing like this. So just wait and see it if you like later, or just watch some history about what happened in Pompeii if you never heard the story, and that will suffice, I think, perfectly. So guys, have you seen this movie? What do you think about the problem of Hollywood, as I said, that they are making just super pointless films and creating something that no one will see, and basically creating something that they want profit of. And I just don't know who greenlights those projects and who thinks that this is a good idea instead of the already existing super amazing stories like Xena, Mortal Kombat, and others that people love. And of course, some of those properties were created and they didn't make a profit, but I really think that the Xena movie will be a super huge idea because it will have gods, it will have ancient Rome, Greece, even Egypt. There are so many things that could be included in Xena, and the story is super compelling, meaningful, amazing. I just can't sell Xena enough, but I will stop right here because I won't be able to stop talking about Xena. So guys, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see my future videos, and till next time with KTG reviews.